Did you know that nearly half of all adults over 65 experience arthritis pain daily, yet 90% have never tried the simple seated exercises I'm about to show you? Meet Betty, 73, whose hands once hurt too much to button her own shirt or hold her grandchildren. 3 months ago, she couldn't even open her medication. Now she's back to gardening and playing with her grandkids without pain. These 7 miracle chair exercises don't require special equipment or standing up. Just 10 minutes a day transformed Betty's life. They could be the solution you've been searching for when nothing else has worked. Many doctors never mention these gentle movements, but physical therapists call them game changers for seniors with limited mobility. Let me show you how to get your independence back, one simple chair exercise at a time. I remember the day Betty called me in tears. She just missed her granddaughter's birthday party because the pain in her hips and knees made the 30-minute car ride unbearable. As someone who's worked with hundreds of seniors facing mobility challenges, I knew exactly what she was going through. Maybe you recognize yourself in Betty's story. If stairs have become your enemy, getting up from chairs feels like climbing a mountain, or your joints protest with every movement, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not without hope. When Betty told me her doctor simply said, "Exercise more," without specific guidance, she felt defeated. How could she exercise when even standing caused excruciating pain? That's when I shared these 7 chair exercises with her, the same ones I'm about to show you today. These aren't random movements I invented. They're carefully selected techniques recommended by physical therapists specializing in geriatric care, specifically designed for those with arthritis and limited mobility. What makes these exercises different is their accessibility. You won't need to stand up, get down on the floor, or use any special equipment. Your favorite chair becomes your gym, allowing you to strengthen crucial muscle groups while protecting your painful joints. The gentle movements we'll cover today have helped thousands of seniors like Betty regain independence, reduce pain, and return to activities they thought were lost forever, from gardening to playing with grandchildren and even traveling again. Have you been told you need to exercise but find traditional workouts impossible with your arthritis? Let me know in the comments below. Your experience matters, and I read every comment to better understand what you're going through. If you're finding this information helpful so far, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We post new content every week specifically designed for seniors looking to improve their quality of life, and subscribing ensures you won't miss any of our upcoming videos on pain management, mobility improvement, and healthy aging. Before we dive into these life-changing exercises, let's make sure you're set up for success and safety. The right preparation can make all the difference between exercises that help and those that might cause discomfort. First, let's talk about your chair. You'll want something sturdy that doesn't wobble or roll. A dining chair or kitchen chair with a firm seat works perfectly. If balance is a concern for you, choose a chair with armrests that can provide extra support when needed. Betty found that her wooden kitchen chair worked best because the height allowed her feet to rest comfortably on the floor. Speaking of positioning, sit toward the front half of your chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Your back should feel supported, but not slumped. Imagine a string pulling gently from the top of your head, creating a tall spine. This position helps activate your core muscles even before you begin the exercises. Now for some important safety guidelines that I never skip, even with my most experienced clients. First, please consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have severe arthritis, recent surgeries, or other health concerns. Second, understand the difference between good discomfort and bad pain. A gentle stretch sensation or mild muscle fatigue is normal, but sharp shooting or sudden pain is your body's way of saying stop immediately. Third, breathing properly enhances every movement. Try to exhale during the effort phase of each exercise and inhale during the release. This simple technique can reduce tension and make the exercises more effective. As for frequency, start where you are, not where you think you should be. Betty began with just 5 minutes a day, 2 to 3 times weekly when her arthritis was at its worst. Even that small commitment made a difference. Eventually, she worked up to a daily 15-minute routine, but that progression took nearly a month. Remember, consistency trumps intensity every time. A gentle routine you can maintain will transform your mobility far more than ambitious exercises you quickly abandon. Our first exercise focuses on an area that silently affects almost everything you do throughout the day: your neck. The neck holds tremendous tension, especially for those with arthritis, affecting everything from headaches to shoulder mobility and even your balance. What makes neck tension particularly frustrating is how it radiates. That stiffness doesn't stay contained. It can trigger tension headaches, affect your sleep quality, and even impact your mood. The good news? It often responds beautifully to gentle, consistent movement. Let's walk through this exercise step by step. First, sit tall in your chair with your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Place your right hand gently on the left side of your head, not pulling, just resting there with the weight of your hand providing mild support. Now, exhale slowly as you tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder, feeling a gentle stretch along the left side of your neck. The key word here is gentle. We're not forcing anything, just inviting the muscles to release. Hold this position for 2 full breaths, focusing on relaxation with each exhale. Then inhale as you slowly return to center, moving at the pace of molasses, not water. Repeat on the other side, placing your left hand on the right side of your head and gently tilting your left ear towards your left shoulder. If you have severe arthritis in your shoulders or hands that makes raising your arms uncomfortable, here's a helpful modification. Instead of placing your hand on your head, simply rest both hands on your lap and use the weight of your head alone to create the gentle tilt. The movement will be smaller, but still effective. For those experiencing dizziness with neck movements, keep your eyes fixed on a stationary point rather than closing them, and reduce the range of motion until you find a comfortable zone. Perform this gentle tilt 3 times on each side. With regular practice, most people notice improved range of motion within just 2 weeks. Betty regained nearly 30 degrees more rotation after a month of daily practice. Beyond the physical benefits, many of my clients report reduced tension headaches, improved sleep quality, and an easier time with daily activities like checking blind spots while driving, reaching for items on high shelves, and even reading in bed. Do you feel tension melting away with these gentle movements? Give this video a thumbs up if you're already experiencing relief, and don't forget to subscribe for our complete series on chair exercises for every part of your body. Remember, this exercise isn't just about physical movement. It's about reclaiming the simple joy of being able to look around freely at the world around you. Now that we've released tension in the neck, let's move to an area that dramatically impacts your daily independence: your shoulders. Here's a surprising fact. Did you know shoulder mobility affects your ability to perform over 70% of daily activities, from brushing your hair to reaching for items in cabinets, putting on a coat, or even hugging loved ones? This gentle circulation restoring exercise specifically targets the rotator cuff muscles that stabilize your shoulder joint, while improving blood flow to reduce inflammation. The combination is powerful for rebuilding both mobility and confidence. Let's begin with the proper starting position. Sit tall in your chair, with your feet flat on the floor. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, a common tension spot many don't realize they're holding. Place your fingertips lightly on your shoulders, as if you're about to give yourself a gentle hug. Now, keeping your fingertips on your shoulders, slowly draw circles with your elbows. Start with small circles about the size of a tennis ball. Breathe naturally as you trace 5 circles forward. As you move, imagine your shoulder joints being lubricated with each rotation. like applying oil to a squeaky door hinge. This visualization actually helps your brain signal your muscles to relax during the movement. Now, reverse the direction for 5 circles backward. Notice how different this direction might feel. Our shoulders often have directional preferences based on our daily activities. If you're experiencing significant pain, here's a helpful modification. Reduce the circle size to what I call quarter circles. Instead of a full rotation, just move your elbows forward, up slightly, then back to start. Even this smaller movement stimulates circulation and mobility. For those with more flexibility, you can gradually increase the circle size over weeks of practice. Betty started with dime-sized circles and worked up to grapefruit-sized rotations after about 3 weeks. Why does this work so well? Your shoulder joint depends on consistent movement to distribute synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant. With arthritis or limited mobility, this fluid becomes stagnant, increasing stiffness and pain. These gentle circles restore that nourishing flow without straining inflamed tissues. The practical benefits appear quickly in everyday life. Betty regained the ability to reach her kitchen shelves within 2 weeks of daily practice. She told me, "The first time I could grab my coffee mug from the cabinet without pain, I actually cried with joy." Other clients report being able to style their hair again, hang laundry on the line, reach seatbelts more easily, and even return to gentle gardening, all activities that maintain independence and joy. Are you noticing areas of tightness as you do these circles? That's valuable information your body is giving you about where you need the most attention. But the next exercise is what Betty calls her morning miracle for reducing hand stiffness, the one that helped her finally open jars and button shirts without assistance. Now for the exercise Betty calls her morning miracle, the hand and wrist flexibility builder. Of all the movements we'll cover today, this one often creates the most emotional impact because our hands connect us so intimately to the world around us. If buttoning shirts, opening jars, or holding utensils has become a daily struggle, you know the unique frustration of hand stiffness. These simple tasks that once required no thought suddenly become obstacles to independence. I felt childlike again, but not in a good way. Having to ask for help with the simplest things was devastating to my sense of dignity. Her breakthrough moment still brings a smile to my face. After 3 weeks of these exercises, she told me, I could finally open my pill bottles without asking for help. It seems small, but it meant I could manage my own health again. Let's start with this sequence of movements designed to gently mobilize every joint in your hands. First, rest your hands on your thighs, palms facing down. Slowly spread your fingers as wide as comfortably possible, feeling the stretch between each finger. Hold for 3 seconds, then gently close your fingers into a loose fist, not tight, just curved. Repeat this spread and close movement 5 times, breathing naturally. Next, extend your arms forward with palms facing down. Gently rotate your wrists in circles, 5 clockwise, then 5 counterclockwise. Move slowly enough that you could count to 3 during each complete circle. For the thumb opposition exercise, the one Betty credits most for regaining fine motor skills, touch your thumb to each fingertip one by one, starting with your index finger and moving to your pinky. Then reverse the sequence. Imagine you're gently pressing doorbell buttons with each touch. Repeat this sequence 3 times on each hand. If you have rheumatoid arthritis with active flare-ups, here's an important modification. Perform these movements with your hands submerged in warm, not hot water. The warmth helps reduce pain, while the water provides gentle resistance. What's happening inside your joints during these movements? Each gentle motion creates a pumping action that circulates synovial fluid, your body's natural joint lubricant. With arthritis, this fluid becomes more viscous and stagnant. These specific movements help distribute this nourishing fluid to cartilage and joint surfaces that don't receive blood flow directly. Most clients report noticeable improvement within 7 to 10 days when performing these exercises daily, preferably in the morning when stiffness is typically at its peak. What daily hand tasks would you love to do more easily? Tell us in the comments below. Your answers help us create future videos addressing your specific needs. We're now moving to an area that truly defines your freedom of movement, your spine. Here's an impactful statistic. The spine naturally loses up to 20% of its flexibility as we age, but with this simple exercise you can reclaim much of that lost mobility without strain or discomfort. I couldn't turn to talk to someone sitting beside me without turning my whole body. At family dinners I'd miss half the conversation because I couldn't twist to see who was speaking. The Spine Mobility Enhancer addresses both the upper and lower spine with gentle supported movements that respect your body's current limitations. Let's begin with the chair-supported gentle twist. Sit tall at the front half of your chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Place your right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind you on the chair or seat back for support. As you exhale, gently rotate your torso to the left, leading with your chest, not your shoulders. Look over your left shoulder only as far as feels comfortable. The key is quality of movement, not quantity. Even a small rotation done correctly brings significant benefit. Hold for 2 full breaths, feeling the gentle stretch along your spine, then inhale as you return to center. Repeat on the opposite side. For the pelvic tilt component that addresses the lower spine, remain seated tall and place your hands on your thighs. As you exhale, gently tuck your tailbone under, creating a slight C curve in your lower back. As you inhale, return to neutral, then move into a gentle arch. Think of these movements as tiny, just about an inch of movement in either direction. If you have osteoporosis, this important safety modification is essential. Avoid the arching backward motion and focus only on the gentle forward tilt. Also, reduce rotation in the twisting exercise to about half of your comfortable range. The beauty of this exercise is how directly it translates to everyday movements. Beyond conversations at the dinner table, this improved spinal mobility helps with driving, checking blind spots, reaching for items behind you, getting dressed, and even simple joys like dancing in your chair to favorite music. Betty noticed improvement within just 10 days. The first time I turned easily to answer my grandson sitting beside me without that pulling sensation in my back, I realized how much progress I'd made, she shared. For best results, perform this sequence 3 to 5 times on each side, at least once daily. Keep watching for exercise number 6. It's the one that helped Betty walk an extra 15 minutes without pain, transforming her daily neighborhood strolls from a painful chore to a pleasant social activity. If getting in and out of cars or chairs has become a dreaded activity, or if your lower back screams in protest when you stand after sitting for more than a few minutes, this next exercise might just change your daily life. Hip and lower back pain often travel together as unwelcome companions, but their connection gives us a powerful opportunity. By addressing both areas simultaneously, we create a synergistic effect that can bring remarkable relief. My sciatica pain decreased by 70% after adding this to my daily routine. After months of wincing every time I stood up, I could finally focus on the conversation instead of my pain. My family noticed I stopped making that old person noise when getting out of chairs. Let's break down this exercise into simple steps that address multiple pain-causing tensions at once. We'll start with seated marching. Sit tall with feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your right knee toward your chest, keeping your back supported against the chair. Only lift as high as is comfortable. Even a few inches provides benefit. Lower your foot back to the floor with control. Then repeat with your left knee. Perform this marching movement 8 to 10 times, alternating legs. For hip rotations, remain seated tall with both feet on the floor. Lift your right knee slightly, then make small circles with your knee, 5 clockwise, 5 counterclockwise, as if tracing a small plate with your kneecap. This gently mobilizes the hip socket without strain. Repeat with your left knee. If sciatica is your primary concern, add this targeted variation. After completing the marching movement, hold your knee lift for 5 seconds on each leg before lowering. This creates a gentle stretch in the piriformis muscle, which often compresses the sciatic nerve. For those with severe pain, here's a crucial modification. Reduce the lifting height and use your hands to provide support under your thigh. The movement will be smaller, but still effective. What makes this exercise so powerful? It directly addresses tension in your psoas muscle, a deep core muscle that connects your spine to your legs. When tight, the psoas pulls on your lower back, creating that familiar ache. These gentle movements help release this tension without strain, restoring natural alignment. The benefits extend beyond pain relief. Better hip mobility makes everyday movements smoother. Walking, climbing stairs, getting in and out of bed, and even turning over in bed become easier as your hip joints regain their natural glide. For optimal results, perform this exercise twice daily, morning and evening, especially if you spend much time sitting. Raise your hand in the comments if you've ever experienced sciatic pain. I'd love to know how many of our community members share this common challenge. We've now reached the exercise that helped Betty achieve one of her most meaningful goals, and it focuses on an area that causes frustration for millions of seniors: your knees. Here's a startling fact. 30% of seniors report difficulty with stairs, but strengthening these often overlooked muscles can make a dramatic difference in your stability and confidence. Knee pain doesn't just limit your movement, it can shrink your world by making certain environments inaccessible. Betty. I climbed the steps to my daughter's front porch for the first time in 2 years. I'd been missing family gatherings because I couldn't manage those 3 steps. The look on my grandson's face when I walked through that front door instead of the side entrance, I'll never forget it. Let's break down this powerful exercise into simple steps that build knee stability without putting pressure on the joint itself. For seated leg extensions, sit tall with your back supported. Place a small rolled towel under your right knee for gentle support. Slowly straighten your right leg until your knee is extended but not locked, focusing on tightening the muscle just above your kneecap. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower with control. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions, then switch to your left leg. The magic of this movement comes from activating your quadriceps, the key muscle group that stabilizes your knee during walking and stair climbing. Many seniors experience quad weakness from reduced activity, creating a cycle of instability and fear of falling. Next, for inner thigh strengthening, place a small pillow or folded towel between your knees. Gently squeeze the pillow for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat 10 times. This activates your adductor muscles, which provide crucial side-to-side stability when walking on uneven surfaces. Finally, ankle pumps. With both feet flat on the floor, lift just your toes while keeping your heels down, then lower toes and lift your heels. Repeat this rocking motion 15 times. This improves circulation while strengthening the calf muscles that support your knees from below. If you have more significant knee pain, modify by reducing the extension range. Even lifting your foot just an inch off the ground activates those stabilizing muscles. As you gain strength, gradually increase your range of motion. What makes this approach so effective? Rather than putting pressure on the joint itself, we are strengthening the muscular infrastructure around your knee. This creates a natural brace of support that distributes forces more evenly when you walk, stand, or climb. Most clients notice improved stability within just 2 weeks, though Betty's stair climbing milestone came after about a month of consistent practice. These movements may seem small, but they're creating significant changes in your joint stability. Every tiny contraction rebuilds neural pathways between your brain and muscles, improving both strength and coordination with each repetition. For best results, perform this sequence daily, perhaps while watching your favorite television program. Consistency truly is the key to transformation. We've reached our final exercise. One that brings together everything we've worked on while delivering a powerful benefit that affects your entire body. This full-body circulation booster improves blood flow to joints, potentially reducing inflammation and delivering vital nutrients to areas that need healing the most. Poor circulation is often an invisible contributor to joint pain and stiffness. When blood flow slows, especially in the extremities, waste products build up in tissues while healing nutrients struggle to reach their destinations. This exercise addresses that fundamental issue without requiring you to stand or put pressure on painful joints. Betty: the swelling in my ankles decreased so much I could wear my favorite shoes again. I hadn't realized how much fluid had been collecting until it started to disappear. My rings fit better too, and that cold feeling in my fingers during winter finally improved. Let's walk through this comprehensive movement that serves as both a fantastic finish to our routine and a perfect standalone exercise for days when you have limited energy. Start by sitting tall near the front of your chair with feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands on your thighs, palms down. As you inhale deeply through your nose, slowly raise your arms out to the sides and up only as high as comfortable, while simultaneously lifting your right heel off the floor, keeping your toes down. As you exhale through your mouth, lower your arms and right heel, then immediately begin your next inhale while raising your arms and lifting your left heel. Continue this alternating pattern, creating a gentle rhythm. Inhale, arms up, one heel up. Exhale, everything down. The movement resembles a seated march with arm accompaniment. Start with just 30 seconds of this movement, gradually building to 3 minutes as your stamina improves. The pace should be slow enough that you can maintain deep, full breaths, approximately 4 to 5 seconds for each complete cycle. For those with shoulder limitations, modify by keeping arm movements below shoulder height or simply opening arms to the sides rather than upward. If you have days with very low energy, you can adapt by performing just the breathing pattern with small movements. Even gentle finger and ankle flexing with coordinated breathing brings circulatory benefits. Why does this work so effectively? This rhythmic movement combines 3 powerful elements: the muscle-pumping action that helps return blood from your extremities to your heart, deep breathing that increases oxygen levels in your bloodstream, and gentle joint mobilization that helps distribute synovial fluid. The beauty of circulation improvement is how quickly it produces noticeable effects. Many people report feeling warming in their hands and feet after just one session, while the reduction in swelling that Betty experienced typically begins within 3 to 5 days of regular practice. For optimal benefits, perform this exercise in the morning to get your circulation moving for the day, and again in the evening to reduce any swelling that accumulated while sitting. Are you feeling more energized already? Let us know in the comments. And if you've noticed changes in temperature or swelling in your extremities, share those experiences too. Your insights might help someone else recognize their own circulation challenges. Now that you've learned all 7 exercises, let's create a practical framework to make them part of your daily life. Because even the best exercises only work when you actually do them. For those inevitable bad days when pain or energy levels are challenging, here's your 5-minute essential routine. Gentle neck release for 1 minute, hand and wrist flexibility builder for 2 minutes, and full body circulation booster for 2 minutes. For your complete 15-minute routine, simply perform all 7 exercises in the order we've presented them, spending about 2 minutes on each. Betty found success with this simple weekly schedule: complete routine 5 days a week, essential routine on challenging days, and 1 full rest day. She keeps her chair positioned by the television, so her exercise time doubles as her morning news time. To track your progress meaningfully, notice functional improvements rather than pain levels alone. Can you reach higher, turn further, stand longer? These daily victories matter more than perfect execution of exercises. What changes can you expect? Most people notice improved morning flexibility within 1 week, reduced joint swelling within 2 weeks, and significant functional improvements within 4 to 6 weeks. Betty regained her ability to climb stairs after just 1 month of consistent practice. Remember, consistency rather than intensity is your secret weapon. 5 minutes daily will transform your mobility more powerfully than an hour-long session once a week. Your body responds to regular gentle reminders rather than occasional demands. Before we wrap up today, I want to share Betty's full journey with you because it might mirror your own experience or give you hope for what's possible. Just 6 months ago, Betty's world had become painfully small. She couldn't open her medication bottles, reach her kitchen cabinets, or climb the 3 steps to her daughter's front door. She'd given up driving because she couldn't check her blind spots. Even conversations at family gatherings became difficult when she couldn't turn to see who was speaking. The arthritis in her hands, shoulders, neck and knees wasn't just limiting her movement, it was stealing her independence and isolating her from the people and activities she loved. Today, after incorporating these 7 chair exercises into her daily routine, Betty has reclaimed so much of what she thought was lost forever. She drives to her weekly bridge club, helps her grandchildren with art projects, and recently attended her granddaughter's dance recital, sitting comfortably through the entire performance. "Betty, I didn't just regain movement, I regained my confidence and joy. When you can't do basic things for yourself, you start to feel like a burden. Now I feel like myself again." What makes Betty's story so powerful isn't that she made some miraculous overnight recovery, it's that she committed to small, consistent actions that gradually expanded her world again. She started with just 5 minutes a day when her pain was at its worst. Some days were better than others, but she kept going. Your journey might look different from Betty's, but the path to improvement follows the same principles. Gentle, appropriate movement performed consistently with respect for your body's current limitations. Remember, these exercises aren't about pushing through pain or forcing your body to do what it once did. They're about working with your body as it is today while opening the door to what might be possible tomorrow. If these exercises have given you hope for greater mobility and less pain, please hit that subscribe button right now. Our channel Life Advice for Older People delivers new senior-focused wellness content every week, with practical solutions to the challenges that many doctors simply don't address. Did you know someone else who struggles with arthritis or mobility issues? A neighbor who can't get up from chairs easily, or a friend who's given up activities they once loved? Please share this video with them. It could be the gentle solution they've been searching for.